Iceland's Greta Salóme had her first rehearsal today at Eurovision 2016. You guys, as a major Greta fanboy, I have to say I am slightly disappointed. This did not translate as well from the Icelandic national selection to the big stage here in Stockholm. I don't think this is Greta's fault. I think it's SVT's. She performs, like Sergei Lazarev, in front of a sort of LED roll-on stage wall. It's very small, and at times the camera pans away from that, so you see the bigger LED screens behind that, and it kind of kills the illusion of this mysterious fantasy world that she's created. She was really off her mark at times. She couldn't find the center, so there was a lot of asymmetry. At one point, when the woman runs and turns into smoke, Greta was so far off as she bent back that the smoke came out from like a foot outside of her. It was just not coming together.
Yeah, and there was just so many issues with her cues, because there was a point where there was a spotlight and it was meant to shine on Greta, and Greta could have been 2 feet away and the spotlight was shining on emptiness. But the thing is, she's had these problems since Iceland, and in Iceland they were only small and you were able to overlook it because she was only a fraction of a second off her mark, whereas there was big clangers that it just, especially it improved as she got more confident, but the first rehearsal was, it's too mean to call it a mess, but it wasn't good.
Yeah, I didn't pick up. I agree that it just didn't transfer as well. I think the board is completely unnecessary. It just makes it look like a Mons rip-off. And really, I think she'd do better just having the hands projected on the LED walls. Because to be honest, the only trick she gains from having the board is the bit where she leans back. And it would feel... there was one point where I think probably for about a minute they don't change the frame at all. It's just the frame of that background, and that really does get dull. So I think just get rid of the board, make the whole stage open, because the bits where she's on the open stage, she works it really well. It's still a really strong song, and I think if we'd seen that for a first time, we still would have been like, wow.
She actually starts this performance on the floor, so there's footage from above. The floor is white. Smoke comes out of her anus at one point. It's almost like she's passing gas. I found it a little bit humorous. I know, sorry, that's so childish, but other people were saying the same thing. I don't think it's necessary. I think she could have just copy and pasted from Iceland. My other point is that in Iceland, she was standing in front of one large screen. So she was a small figure against this massive screen. And for some reason, that worked better. It created this woman against the world, kind of the voices going on. Whereas now, because she takes up such a huge fraction of the screen, you don't notice the effects behind her. It's cropped very closely Loreen style, which I like, but something just isn't working. It's lost a lot of the magic.
And even I think Greta could sense stuff was going wrong because her voice wasn't as strong or as confident as we've heard her in Iceland or at any of the preview parties. And her vocals, she was in tune and everything, but they seemed shaky, there was nerves, and missing the cues didn't help her confidence.
One other change is her costume. She wears this sexy Native American leather tassel number with a plunging neckline with cutout flesh-colored illusion. I think it's really nice. It adds a lot of naughtiness, but it is real nice.
I just don't think that Amerindian gimp works with Icelandic folk. I think it really... it's not working for me.
Well, thank you, fashionista. Well, that is what we think of Greta Salóme's first performance, but please know we still love her. We still think that they have time to fix stuff. They can tweak stuff. They can still make this slay. It's going to be good if they just do a few tweaks, and I'm sure Greta will make them do that because she is aware of this, as you said. What do you think? Can Iceland still win it? Let us know here on wiwibloggs.
Don't forget to give us a like.
And can we hear you subscribing?
I do. See you later.